This is John McQuay with 8541 Tactical, and we're here at the 2022 Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show in the MDT booth. And I've got Ryan here with me. He's going to talk about some upgrades to the ACC chassis. Ryan?
Yeah, so we're super excited about this. We got the ACC Gen 2 coming out. We've done some pretty substantial upgrades to this. I think we're sitting around about 18, 20-ish updates from the original ACC Gen 1. We're going to go and start from the front end here. So on the front end, we stiffened up the fore end substantially. There's a lot more material up here. We widened it out a little bit more as well. Coming back on the top here, we actually integrated in the both a ergo hood and a Picatinny hood here for night vision. The cool part about that too is you can actually stack these and put them on like this, and you can cover the whole fore end if you want, making a great mirage hood too. So pretty cool setup that way. We still have the integrated weights in the bottom here. You can add into there to balance out that gun perfectly, and M-lock on the sides once again for the weights. Okay. One of the other cool things we did add is a QD on the front end here as well. Everybody was asking for that too. Moving back on the chassis, you're going to notice that the mag well in the front here is quite a bit larger. What you end up doing on that, we actually have an adjustable mag well block in here. So this allows you to really tension that up and get a perfect fit on your mags, and allow the guys that are running the 22 stuff to really get a perfect fit, so you don't get that screwing around with rounds diving and not feeding, and you know how it goes. The other cool thing we did too is actually we have an adjustable mag latch on this too. So with the combination of both, you should be able to get anything to feed. So nice. It's a pretty slick system. Really happy with that. Moving back a little further on the grip here. We have a very similar grip to our current grip we have, or that we offer, but we did make a couple little changes so we could have this connector bar in here as well. One thing we really want to do is stiffen up this whole back end. Basically, we want to make the whole thing much stiffer. It was one of the feedbacks we got from our team shooters. It works. It shoots. The ACC shoots really, really well. This shoots amazingly well. It's awesome how much of a difference it is. Okay. So that connector bar connects into this grip. You can run it without the connector bar. It's up to you. You got the full adjustability back and forth and some angle there too. Okay. One of the other cool things we did here for more modularity is added in some thumb shells. So these thumb shells actually ride on an M-lock slot, I should say. And you can adjust them back and forth, angle them where you want. You can actually angle these almost flat, and if you wanted to run them up on the front end of the gun, you could as well.
Very nice.
Pretty cool. Going back here a little further, the adjustability on the butt pad is pretty awesome. This button here, you just loosen it off a little bit, and you push it in, and that's what adjusts the little awkward here. Adjust it up and down. You can pop it right out, do your bore sighting. And to add on top of that, we went and added a couple spots there to put your Allen keys in for the most common ones we're going to be using on the chassis. One of the other big things we did focus on was really pushing this up as high as we can to get that bore axis, right in line with the person's shoulder. So you still got the adjustability on the butt pad here too. Get really nice and lined up on your shoulder when you're setting up on the gun. So that drops back in there, tension it down, is rock solid. Also, you're going to notice on this gun, we do have our new Baker wings. So Keith Baker, one of our pro shooters, he came up with this design. The idea behind it is basically like a comp plate, that you put on a regular gun, but we've integrated directly into the M-lock. It allows you to have it sit a little bit higher, so you lose that area with your bipod if you need that. And it has almost like a boat keel style sitting to it, so it really settles into bags really, really well. A little bit of grip tape on the bottom there, and some extra texturing in the top here too. Makes for pretty awesome setup. So that's the big parts of the ACC Gen 2 for this year. One of the other things you're going to notice is we also come up with a new brake. So we have actually on this gun, probably can't really see it very well, but on the new brake here, on the top, which is pretty cool, is we actually have a adjustable plate inside here where these holes are. And that adjustable plate allows you to tune how much down pressure you want on this brake for when you're tracking rearward on your gun. Okay. So that's the one thing that really stands out on this. Beyond that, it gets a lot more complicated. We have a lot of testing into this brake. Basically, if you look at it, what we've done is, as you're shooting this, we've set it up so that the first port has about a 10-degree angle on it, because we know that first port does the majority of the work. From that, we also went and overbored it through to the very end because we wanted to utilize that gas and push it through the next ports ahead of it. And when we do push it forward, we also angle those ports back even more.
Okay.
Going out to the very last one, just angled the most. So the whole idea behind this brake was to make it the very best recoil reduction brake on the market, and then also reduce the blast on the shooter. So we believe we accomplished both those tasks. One of the cool things we did to reduce that blast was, if you notice on the brake, there's these little holes here that we actually bleed off a little bit of gas off that first port and sends out a really high speed jet of gas that cuts these other ports off.
Oh, okay.
So that's one thing we did. The other thing, if you notice, there's some serrations in there, inside there, and that actually causes turbulence within the brake itself. And that turbulence also, helps slow down that blast, helps slow down the gases. It's extremely effective recoil. It tracks really flat and is pretty pleasant to shoot on the shooter. So really excited about this. So this is the MDT comp brake. It will be coming out here, I believe around March is when it should be launching. So,
okay.
Yeah.
And when are we looking at the chassis availability?
It'll be summertime.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like there are a ton of upgrades on
Yes.
the ACC. I really enjoy shooting the current generation. I'm stoked about a lot of the upgrades. Really, the magazine system.
Yeah.
That's going to be huge for the 22 shooters out there.
Absolutely.
So it looks like you guys have done a great job. So thank you very much for taking us through it.
Thanks, man. Have a good day.